Hit me.
All right. The fun part is figuring out which side went which. We're just going to start out right about here. And then I'll start dispersing accordingly. I think that's right. This is going to take some time. And it's already late. But figured I'd at least lay it down. And I might start on this tomorrow. Ugh. So I know this is the trough, so I guess I can hook those up. Hey, so there's something. Oh man, I might have gotten this right on my first go around, ladies and jelly spoons. Yep, I got it right the first freaking just lay down. How about that? And with the way I've got them zip tied, should be pretty easy to get this hooked back up where everything goes. And that's pretty much it. Wow, okay, that didn't take as long as I thought it would. Now, obviously, I'm not done. I'm going to do a lot more with this, but I wanted to get everything at least in position. And this is going to be a cluster of a mess with the pop bumper area and stuff like that. And I got a bunch of switches for rollovers up here. So that's definitely going to be fun. But it's all in the general vicinity and connectors are all where they need to be for this playfield. So there's something. Alright, so now the wiring harness is on here and it's in the appropriate positioning. All I'll have to do now is basically re-screw all my switches in and then re-solder all my wires back to all the solenoids and the stroke switches and throughout the entire playfield. Now, it's tasks like these, guys, where I literally use my phone or I'll put the TV on here in the garage and just play something to keep me somewhat entertained and while I'm just putting everything back on here. Yeah, fun. One of the things I'm going to be doing is after I screw in my switch, I'm going to be using a ball and not my finger to make sure that this switch actually functions accordingly. Listen for it to snap. So right there. That means that switch should activate whenever the ball's in the resting position. So I do that with all my switches because we have increased the height of the playfield due to the clear coat. So I still want to make sure that my switches are all working accordingly. that's part of the process. All switches have been bolted back down to the playfield. Now we're on to where everything else is going to require resoldering. So for instance, all the connectors right here, the wires going to my solenoids and my flippers, and right here, lights, those are going to be all have to be resoldered. So that's where we are now with that. All right, gonna get the soldering iron a break for tonight. I think I'm done, and so is my back, but I've got all of this side and a good chunk of around the pop bumper area right here. This is so congested right here. It's being a little tricky of getting the wires where they go. I honestly was like, where do these wires go? And then I was like, wait a minute, that's right, they go to the leads for the pop bumpers. But yeah, I should be able to hopefully finish this up tomorrow, unless something comes up. All right, another day, picking up where I left off. We've got this whole side of the playfield done. I believe all the way up to right here. So now I need to get the pop bumper GI soldered to the leads that are down here, which is going to be a little bit interesting because I have to like get down in there, but my soldering iron should fit down there and be all right. But honestly, we're not too far from having the back side of this playfield back to working condition. All I've got left, I mean, I've replaced both of these targets that are on both sides of the playfield. They're all new. Only thing I got left now is just 4 more bulbs located right here, these GIs. Once I get these all connected and replaced, then I think we should be good to go. Okay, folks, going over it with my fluke here. It looks like we have 0 shorts throughout the GI line, which is good. I want to say that the back side of the playfield, underside, whatever you want to call it, is pretty much assembled. I've already got my LEDs in, so I guess I can go ahead and put those in right here. And we're getting close to wrapping up the bottom side. So this is where I'm at with the playfield. The back side is all reassembled. Everything's been removed and put back on here. Everything is all nice and shiny and clean with some new stuff on here. It's all nice and pretty. Playfield is all nice and shiny. So the playfield backside is pretty much close to done. The cabinet is all right here. And my powder coating for Johnny Mnemonic is all right here. It's going to be a 2, so with blue and a black. So it's hard to explain how that's going to look, but if it looks like it does on the internet, then it's going to look pretty darn good with this. Got all my other parts and everything for the cabinet and legs and everything. I mean, everything is for Johnny is pretty much right here. And I've got the new ramps all right here too. So I've got all new ramps ready to go. Nothing special you missed here. Just me cleaning and polishing the ugly, replacing the bad with good, and pretty straightforward assembly. We have all new pop bumper caps using the OEM color of teal. I debated about going a different direction with clear, but chose to stay with the teal. I have installed Titan red rubbers throughout the game, giving the game a nice contrast. I have installed Comet's 2 SMD frosted cool white throughout too. All posts that used to be teal are now clear. This is my new standard when rebuilding a playfield. I find this really helps with the lighting of the playfield, and it gives a cleaner look. Surprisingly enough, my plastics were in good shape. A bit of Novus 2 got them all cleaned up. I chose to go with the chrome flipper bats, the same ones I used on my getaway. I think it looks good. Now we need to get these ramps installed. But that won't exactly be a quick and easy job. We're going to be going over riveting. So we need to move all the hardware off of this ramp, all this stuff, all of that, and put it onto our nice and new, shiny, 100% intact ramps. Now, the most difficult part of this is going to be removing the old. Alright, and here we go. Alright, now, obviously there's different types of methods of riveting, and with this method, this is actually going to be a little bit easier to deal with. These have just gone straight through, like so. Now, the different types that you'll see are usually on the ramp flaps. If I can get that to focus, you'll see how they are like that. So, thankfully, which is going to make this job a lot easier, is that I've got this style right here on a majority of the stuff. I'll be holding onto that with a nice good grip and getting the drill onto this. There you go. And that removes that piece of hardware that I needed. Alright, so now we're ready to attach the new piece, or the new ramp rather, to the new polished up metal that I just took off of this section right here. We're putting it onto the new one. Now, the holes did not line up exactly like the old one, so I actually had to drill a new hole in the ramp. I'm just going to make sure this thing slides in there like it's supposed to. Good, it should be a nice tight fit. That's what I want. Alright, so now that I've got the rivet in place, I've got my riveting gun right here. Now, this is not going to be a great thing for all pieces. Let me try to get some. Alright, so I'm going to squeeze once. Oh, just needed once. Sweet. There we go. New piece is in place and installed on the ramp. Sometimes you got to squeeze twice, but that one was only once. All right, sweet. All right, moving on.